welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Sophie and today I am bringing you a slasher based reading vlog. I've got devil horns which just correlates to this video. So I'm going to be reading a couple of slasher based books and I am going to be watching the new Scream 6 movie. I think this is going to be my first theme based reading vlog, which I'm excited for. Obviously the Scream release has inspired this, but also Don't Fear the Reaper. I have loved Stephen Graham Jones' work for a really long time. I gave My Heart Is a Chainsaw 5 stars, so I had to pick this up straight away on publication day, but I'm only getting around to reading it now. I will be picking up another slasher book as well later on in the vlog, but I don't know what that is yet. And
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow.
So currently I am in the middle of reading Don't Fear the Reaper. I didn't actually give you an update when I first picked it up at around 100 pages in. Basically this is like a follow on from My Heart Is a Chainsaw. We follow Jade Daniels from the first one, but this time it's a little bit different. It's a much faster paced story. If you didn't like the fact that My Heart Is a Chainsaw was rather slow, you might enjoy this one more. We do get kind of a recap on events that happened within the first book in here again, which is quite useful if you haven't read it or you kind of forgot, you know. Currently it's really interesting. We have a new serial killer that's going around town and Jade finds herself back in the midst of tragedy, and I will check back in with you when I've read some more of it and I've got some more thoughts. So yeah. I went to see Scream 6 last night, as you probably saw in the other clips, and it was incredible. It was so much better than I expected. Yeah, the slashing scenes were just incredible, and it really did a good job of making you guess between different characters as to who this Ghostface is going to be. And without spoiling anything, I did kind of guess in the beginning, then second guessed myself because the movie did such a good job of showing you the alternatives that, oh, maybe it could be another character. So I really liked how this movie went in a different direction from the other Screams, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I give it a 5-star rating actually. I think it's a lot stronger than previous ones before. I really liked the gore scenes and I thought it was shot really well. I think anybody who loves slasher movies would enjoy this. It's definitely a take on the original tropes and made it more modern. I really love how they use the franchise element of horror movies within the movie. I realise that my top is not related to Scream in any way, but it is in the next movie that I'm going to be watching for this vlog, and I am going to be watching the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. I haven't actually seen it yet. I will give you some clips here and there of me watching it. It is on Netflix, so I can actually film some things. I still haven't read any more of Don't Fear the Reaper. Currently I am 280 pages into it. I really love the element of the serial killer and how now Jade is now trying to solve this and help other high schoolers get through another major tragedy. I think I'm going to pick it up again this evening and do some reading, and I will try and get some clips in at some point. when I do pick it up. But tonight I will be watching Friday the 13th and trying to read some more of Don't Fear the Reaper. So that's all I've got for you so far in this slasher reading vlog. This is unrelated to slashers, but I thought I would add it in considering it arrived during this week. So Titan have sent me a book, kindly sent me at midnight, which is 15 Beloved Fairy Tales Reimagined, and this cover is stunning. I can't wait to read it. So thank you very much, Titan, for gifting me this book for review. We have stories or fairy tales, Rumpelstiltskin, I can't say this, The Nightingale, Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, The Little Matchstick Girl, Hansel and Gretel, Puss in Boots, Flortrude, Cinderella, the Nutcracker, The Robber Bridegroom, Sleeping Beauty, The Little Mermaid, and Fincher's Bird. And there's also a new fairy tale by Melissa Albert. It sounds incredible and I'm really looking forward to reading this at some point. Hopefully TBR Uno would allow me to read one of these stories, but we'll see whenever that comes up. I'm going to continue reading Don't Fear the Reaper in this section of the vlog. I'm not as far in as I hoped I would be by this point in the week. I'm still only 280 pages in. I didn't touch the book yesterday and I feel so behind on this story. I really enjoy it. It's not like I'm not loving it. I really love Proof Rock and getting back with Jade Daniels and following the group of characters whilst they figure out and stop this serial killer. But I don't know why, I just haven't picked it up. I've been busy doing other things, like we went to see Scream. I probably already did a little clip that talked about what I thought of it. Again, we went to see Dungeons and Dragons, and that was a surprise. Basically, we have this unlimited card that gets us unlimited screenings of movies before they come out, and there was a secret screening happening, and we went to it hoping that it would be a good movie and something we want to watch in the next few weeks. And I did kind of guess that it might be Dungeons and Dragons, and it was, and I was thoroughly impressed. I love this movie as well. So back-to-back sessions in the cinema seem to have gone well. I've given 2 5-stars to both of the movies, and I'm kind of glad that I've seen Dungeons and Dragons so early. Dungeons and Dragons basically is a chaotic movie that changes the plot just like the actual game. It's a group of thieves that get together and they are trying to win their battle and defeat the evil wizard, and they have a plan. The plan fails and they move on. And honestly, like the actual game of Dungeons and Dragons, it evolves while you play, and I feel like the movie did that as well. Comedic elements in this movie were just on point. I feel like this is what Marvel have been trying to do with their comedy, but they've just put too much of it in there, and Dungeons and Dragons really highlights comedy in areas where there needs to be comedy. It's released on the 31st of March, I believe, so it's definitely worth checking it out. So I feel like I am just rambling at this point, trying to put off reading Don't Fear the Reaper, but I essentially started this clip because I wanted to record me reading this. I'm trying to get another 300 pages into this before starting my next read for this vlog, and I think I'm going to pick up the Butcher of Camp. I can't remember the name of it, so I thought I would add an additional read in this vlog rather than just this book. I will see you again soon. So now it's time for me to give you an update on Friday the 13th that I watched on Sunday night, which feels like it was ages ago. It's now Tuesday and I completely forgot to give you my thoughts on it. But basically, I thought it was really interesting. I mean, it's a slasher movie with Jason. It was okay. I would probably give it like a 3 out of 5. And the kills were pretty imaginative. I just don't like the idea that he's invincible. Doesn't make sense in a way. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't enjoy it. I'm not sure that I completely agree with the whole let's make him invincible type of storyline. It just doesn't seem to fit for me. But other than that, I'd say the casting was pretty good. Although the stereotypes that were used in this movie kind of annoyed me. I had some icks with the movie, but other than that, I think it was still watchable. So I've now just finished Don't Fear the Reaper, and I can say that I have enjoyed it. It's just not the same as My Heart is a Chainsaw. This was more fast paced, and I really enjoyed the killings that happened in here, but I'm not sure why. I just didn't vibe with it as much as I did with My Heart's a Chainsaw. It obviously was really fast paced, and I like the addition of a serial killer, and that we still got a lot of Jade's inner monologue, because I think that's what I really enjoyed the most with My Heart's a Chainsaw. I would say this is definitely a good read, and it's an interesting trilogy. Granted, this is just the second book, but I am still looking forward to reading the final book in this trilogy to see where Jade Daniels ends up, because I really enjoyed how this book ended, and it'd be interesting to see where that picks up in the final book. I also finished The Butcher of Camp Barlow. For some reason, it just doesn't stick in my head. I always forget what it's called. The Butcher of Camp Barlow. This was an audiobook, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think that if it was longer, it would have been a really good 5-star read, because like the elements of gore and the 80s slasher style was really unique, and I enjoyed how graphic it got. So like it was an interesting read, but I listened to it in like under an hour. So it would have been nice if it was slightly longer, but the elements that were in it was still pretty decent. The slashing elements were pretty gory, and I really like the idea that it's set in the 80s, and there was a very strong correlation with Friday the 13th being at a camp and this serial killers slashing people. I think it definitely took inspiration from Friday the 13th. So yeah, it was an interesting read. I only give it 4 stars because of that element. It could have been longer. And yeah. So I think that's everything that I need to tell you about today, which might actually bring me to the end of this video, which is kind of weird. But I hope you have enjoyed watching this. And if you like this themed reading vlog, I am looking forward to doing some more. So if you did like it, hit the like button and let me know. And do stick around. It'd be really nice to have you here. And I will see you again soon. Bye.